Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to Planet Alien. As you can tell from this video, it is episode 20 of Riverdale, Ranview. Oh my god. It was so good, but so not good. It was good, but it was sad. Fangs. Really, guys? Like, okay. Ugh. I'm sorry. I get so angry, but I hate the fucking North Side so fucking much. Like, and I hate Hiram. Mind you, okay, I wrote this all down that I wanted to do. Mind you, the video of Fangs that Jughead wanted to get back somehow got from the sheriff station, who now the sheriff is friends with Hiram. They're good friends, connections. So you know where that goes. So the video got from the sheriff station to the register, which also is owned by Hiram. And then it was leaked. Wow, who could have did that? Oh, I don't know. Hiram fucking Lodge, you piece of motherfucking shit. I hate him. I hate him so much. And then finding out that he's behind Archie's back. See, Archie's finally, like, opening his eyes to Hiram being a piece of shit. Like, I'll get into the Fang shooting in a second. But Hiram has been paying, not Archie, but the rest of them, to be this dark circle. And he even said, go mess some shit up, go slash the tires, do all that stuff, you know, send a message. I mean, these are kids in high school that you're ordering around like they're in the fucking mafia. I mean, next thing you know, one of them's gonna kill someone, and oh wait, what just happened? Reggie came at Fangs with the gun. Archie tackled him, but it looked like their hands were both on it, but Reggie's a little more, so it looks like maybe they were fighting over it and Reggie pulled the trigger, and it shot Fangs. Okay, I don't know if he's dead. I'm guessing he's dead. It seems that way. It ended that way. But I feel so fucking bad. I knew he was hooking up with Midge. Because when Jughead came in there and they were like, oh, we're running lines. I was like, yeah, right. Something's going on. But I thought he was gay. You know, I did. I thought he was gay. But then when I saw that, I was like, oh, something's going on between him and Midge. And then I was like, that has to maybe be the reason why Moose is upset. And it is, in fact, except he didn't know who it was. He just knew that she was seeing someone else. But dude, you're gay. So what do you expect? She's supposed to just be your fucking beard for the rest of her life? I mean, she wants happiness, love. And I mean, of course, a serpent. Like, you know what? Northside Bulldogs, they want to act like they're all great and perfect. It's like, please, I would go with the serpent instead of you any day. At least they have fucking loyalty. You guys are just fucking morons. Like, how many people can get their minds warped by Hiram Lodge? Like, Reggie is such... I hate Reggie. Reggie is a fucking idiot. Like, getting all angry and stuff. And you know what? It's funny? Is Moose didn't tell them because he was afraid how he's gonna look, and everyone just accepted that. Oh, we understand why he didn't say it at first. But because Fangs didn't say that he was the one hooking up with Midge, or he was the one talking to her before, you know, she was killed, automatically he looks guilty. So it's a double standard that really pisses me the fuck off. Yeah, so I was so upset. Like, first off, you're telling me that Fangs... Now, Fangs isn't this big dude, okay? Fangs is about the same height, I would say, as Midge. Taller, if anything. But he's not a big dude. So you're telling me that he managed, without anybody noticing, to basically scissor her to a wall and then right in her blood without anyone noticing, nothing, no screams, nothing. He was able to lift her body up, put those scissors in. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And oh God, like, it just gets me so angry because it's so clear it's not him, but they're looking for a scapegoat. And what's very odd to me is that I don't really think, like, okay, let me stick to the Fangs real quick because I got so much to say. But I am so sad for Fangs. Like, he doesn't want to die. He's crying. Like, he didn't do anything to Midge. You guys are just upset because she was with a serpent instead of one of your bulldogs. Boo fucking who? One of your bulldogs is gay. Of course she's gonna want to be with someone else, and so what if it's a serpent? Who gives a flying fuck? Like, seriously, who gives a shit? Like, serpents get such bad raps, but that's because the North Side gives them bad raps. They have no clue what they're about or who they are as a person. They just go, oh, they're a gang. They're a gang. It just... I honestly just can't believe that... Oh, God. I just really hate Hiram Lodge. I mean, even the fact that he doesn't give a shit about his wife's safety whatsoever, and she's clearly very traumatized and clearly doesn't want to do this anymore, but yet Hiram is all for Hiram, Hiram, Hiram. Like, Hiram uses everyone. He manipulates everyone. He thinks he's this all-powerful god. And it's so fucking disgusting. Like, Archie, I understand his mind was warped because of the Black Hood, which made him an easy target for Hiram, which made him someone he could get in with Hiram. Whereas Reggie is just a fucking moron. Like, I understand the circumstances, and yeah, if I really felt like he killed her, then yeah, I probably would do what they're doing, you know, not kill him. That's a little extensive. Wait, excessive? Excessive, sorry. That's a little too much. But I would be like, no, you can't let him free. He's a murderer. But watching this, it's so obvious he's not a murderer. He's not a murderer. Like, there's nothing pointing to him being the murderer except he was talking to Midge in her dressing room. So fucking what? Moose was upset. What's to say he's not the killer? He's an upset boyfriend who just found out his girlfriend is cheating on him. I've seen plenty of ID shows where the boyfriend finds that out and then kills the girlfriend. Not saying it was Moose, but they're so quick to put it on Fangs because he's a serpent that they're not looking at any other possibility. Plus, having that new sheriff who's, you know, best friends with oh, God, I hate the new sheriff so bad. You can tell he's a shady little motherfucker. I'm sorry I'm cursing. But this episode really got me irate. Like, how Fangs was treated. I felt so bad for him. Like, he didn't deserve this. He didn't do anything. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, he didn't do anything. It's so clear. Like, and that sheriff, he's so shady, and Hiram using everyone. I mean, he convinced a fucking teenager to bring a gun when Fangs was getting out and possibly shoot him. Now, I don't know if he was going to shoot him or not. He seemed like he was, but when the gun went off, he was like, oh my God. But he seemed like he was going to shoot him. And it's just like Hiram Lodge planted that seed into his mind, and it grew until he got a gun and came after Fangs. Like, Hiram Lodge is getting young children, fucking teenagers, to do his dirty work. That is so messed up. Oh, not to mention, Papa Putain, who was gonna kill Hiram, you know, before Archie told Hiram what he was doing, and then Hiram killed him, or someone did, most likely Hiram. Well, now, because when those gentleman callers were coming for Veronica, he was talking to one of them, and they were like saying, so what, you killing Papa Putain got your bones with Hiram? And he's like, no, I didn't do that, you know, like, that wasn't me. No one in Riverdale did that. And he's like, well, I hear his son Small Fry's looking for revenge. Meaning, hello, they think Archie killed Papa Putain, not Hiram, Archie. Meaning, if anyone's coming for revenge, they're going after Hiram. See, nothing leads back to, Hiram. They're going after Archie. Because nothing leads back to Hiram. Hiram's all powerful. Hiram has all these connections. He knows how to warp the minds of teenagers. Stupid ones sometimes. Reggie. Ugh! Like, I am so God, I feel so bad for Fangs. Like, he did nothing. And it's just so crazy. It's just so amazing. Not amazing, sarcastically amazing. That the video that was in the sheriff's station just so happened to get to the register, which I don't know why a video meant for the sheriff would go to a newspaper and then get leaked. You know, like, also, another factor, I'm not just saying Hiram's in it. Like, of course, Hiram's behind all that. But, I mean, he does own the register, but does that mean he does, like, work in there or does anything in there? Because who's to say he didn't have Hal release the footage? And what better way to make it look like Hal's not the Black Hood than for people to think, oh, he's the Black Hood, which, he's not even the Black Hood. Like, people are so fucking stupid in Riverdale. You know what it is? It's not even looking at all the facts and knowing the truth. It's looking at, that's the South Side. They're disgusting people. We're the North Side. We're amazing. We're good. You know, we deserve to live. They don't. That's how they look at it, basically. They don't look at any of the truth or the fact. None of that. And this new sheriff is not going to do a better job than Keller. Sorry. Like, he is as shady as they come. The only reason I think he's here is for Hiram's benefit. Because it's always Hiram. I hate that so much. Like, I hope and pray that Hermione maybe next episode, I don't know, finally sticks up to Hiram or something, like tells him to fuck off. Because finally Veronica did it. Finally Veronica was like, you know what, I'm done. Like, because she's doing all this work and everything's just how Hiram wants it and when Hiram wants it. He doesn't want to listen to Veronica and then he wants to yell at her and make her feel bad. And I feel bad for Veronica because she's trying to help and do stuff and he's like, I didn't ask you to. And it's like, you know what? Fuck you. And she leaves because it's so fucking stupid. Like, and then he took her money and put it in a trust fund until she's 21. She did that on her own. It's not your fucking money to touch. Like, I'm sorry I'm cursing, but it makes me so upset. Hiram really, this episode showed the most true colors I've ever seen of him. I can't believe how many people he's used and used for what. I mean, Fangs is a kid. Like, you have no solid proof he killed Midge. And it's like, why would you want people to believe he killed Midge so much? And perhaps, you know, clearly they don't think he's the Black Hood. That's a little stupid. They just think he killed Midge. But, I mean, I feel like by Hiram trying to push on people that Fangs is the killer of Midge, he's trying to kind of cover up the fact that, oh, it's not the Black Hood. He's dead, you know? It had to be Fangs. He was just pretending to be. Like, I feel like that's kind of something he's doing. He's trying to make it look so much like Fangs and not the Black Hood, which is very interesting to me why he's trying to do that. What is he trying to hide? Like I've said many times, I think he is involved somehow, like with Fred's shooting. I definitely think he is involved, whether he hired Tallboy or Andre or someone else to shoot Fred. He definitely did. But yeah, Hiram is connected to it. Also, about Hiram, he's already bought Pops, the Drive-In, the Register, Southside High, and that's it. So he's bought that so far. Those are the ones I could remember. Yeah, Pops, the Drive-In, the Register, Southside High he bought. Now, oh, and the Register. Oh, I said that, okay. But also, he controls, this is something he said, he controls the Register and Sheriff's Office. He controls the Sheriff's Office. You would think the Sheriff controlled the office, but nah, this is Hiram Lodge and his little connections. Shady-ass fucking shit. Oh, I hate that cop so bad. And now he wants to move on to the mayor's office, no matter if his wife dies or not, because then he can become mayor, I'm sure. You know, like, I hate Hiram so fucking much. God, Hiram, and then that sheriff, he's so shady, and he's like, oh, the other side's blocked, pick your poison. And it's like, you're not even trying to help protect this teenage kid. Like, you're seriously just going with what Hiram says and everyone else says. You are not a cop at all. At least Sheriff Keller would try to protect him, would make sure he got out safe. This cop, honestly, this cop's just here to help Hiram with his dirty little work. Like, oh my god, it's such shady shit. I'm so fucking upset. I just can't believe we found out, and I'm glad Archie found out, even though he hasn't said anything to him yet. Because whenever they were doing the mayor thing, and Hermione brought up about the Dark Circle, and how Fred's son got it started and how what they've been doing, I wanted Archie to run up there so bad and say, your husband's the one who's paying the Dark Circle to fucking go after Southside. Like, I'm not doing that. Your husband's paying him. And I mean, that's a lot worse than starting it compared to, well, he started Archie, of course, but it wasn't this radical, you know? It was just to kind of scare the Black Hood, whereas now, it's for Hiram's pleasure, you know? He pays him to do what he wants. And he's really hell-bent on making the Southside and the Serpents look like the guilty ones, look so bad, probably because he wants to build a prison over there. See, that's another thing. What better way to get people on board with your prison plan than to make Southside and the Serpents look like degenerate piece of shit killers of people, like, you know? What better way to make them look bad? So I definitely think Hiram is definitely playing everything to his advantage. I just can't believe he put in Reggie's mind. I'm not saying Reggie's not old enough to know better, but I just can't believe he put in Reggie's mind to basically kill Fangs, take justice into his own hands, which means kill Fangs, basically. And I understand, like, you're upset about midgets. You know what it is? The Black Hood it's just so much. Ever since the Black Hood, things have been so crazy. And now this, one of their own, you know, and not to mention she was dating one of the Bulldogs, Moose. So, of course, they're going to protect their own. So, of course, they take it personal. But instead of just assuming and going with what everyone else says, like Hiram Lodge, why don't you maybe look into it a little more? So what? She was hooking up with a serpent. Who gives a fuck? I'm sure there's plenty of Riverdale High girls that are hooking up with serpents. I would wait before I hook up with the Bulldog or anyone on the north side. Sorry, not sorry. Also, I wanted to talk about this. Something Cheryl said that I thought really stuck with me, because Betty was talking about how her dad, Hal Cooper, is the Black Hood, which I will get into. But she said, because Betty's thinking about how her dad could be the Black Hood and stuff, and Cheryl's like, and I never thought my dad would shoot his son in the forehead, but that's the world we live in. And that is so true. I really love that, because it's so very true. Because even though you might not think your dad is a killer, look at Cheryl. Her dad shot his son in the forehead, and that's just the world we live in. Unfortunately, that's Riverdale. It's not just Black Hood killings. It's killings in general, as we've seen from FANGS. God, FANGS. He didn't do anything. He was so sad. Like, I'm so sad for him. Like, I feel so bad. Like, I knew he was shot. And I heard rumors that he was gonna die, but I was like, nah, you know, I heard it a while ago, so I was thinking, all right, well, nothing's happened. And then this, and we didn't see him die, but it's assumed to be that he's dead, which is just not cool. Maybe he'll still be alive. But either way, I mean, it's very clear that, you know, Reggie or Archie, whoever pulled the thingy, I think it was Reggie, on accident, didn't mean to actually shoot him, kill him. But at the same time, it sucks that Archie was on top of him, even though he was trying to stop it, because now it kind of looks like Archie was in on it, which he was not. Something else I want to talk about. Oh yeah, Hal Cooper. So Betty is really thinking that Hal Cooper is the Black Hood. Now this is Riverdale, and I know that they like to play tricks and kind of confuse you and make you think, oh, he's definitely the Black Hood. I can tell, you know, because he's here and not there. Because if you remember, well, I'm sure you remember, Betty asked to meet Hal, which it was a very odd conversation over the phone. You could tell something was up. But what really got me, Betty told him to meet her where she made the speech, where it all began. And he said, okay, you know, he knows where that's at. So she's sitting there waiting for him. And then what do you know? Knock, knock on Cheryl's door. Who is it? Oh, the Black Hood. And who knew that Betty was talking to Cheryl about Hal Cooper being the Black Hood? Oh, Hal Cooper. Shocker? No. I mean, I know it could just make it look that way, so you think, oh, he's the Black Hood, he's definitely the Black Hood because he's here and not with Betty, but that could be the writers trying to trick us. But another thing that gets me is, it was definitely, when the Black Hood started shooting up the place, it was shown that how, you know, he grabbed Betty and he was down front when the shooting was going on. But at the same time, was it really the Black Hood? Because I don't really see the Black Hood just coming in and shooting, you know? Like, I don't know. I just, you know, I know that Fred is his next sinner, but I feel like he would do one-on-one like he did with Midge, not so out in the open, whereas this Black Hood, it could be the Black Hood, but this Black Hood, or whoever it is, was like just shooting. Like, I don't know if he was aiming for Hermione. It looked like Fred, but it's like, I feel like he would just do that one-on-one. But then to have him just constantly shoot out in the open with all these cops and stuff. And I mean, they would have to know about the trap door. I mean, that's another thing. Who would know about this trap door? I mean, I would say it's not hard for Hal to get the blueprints possibly about it. Someone had to have known, but I think it is interesting that we saw Hal and then we see the Black Hood shooting. And it looks like the Black Hood because it has the plaid. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the Black Hood. And also it just seems kind of like to make you think, oh, Hal can't be the Black Hood. Look, he's right there. I don't buy that. I don't really think I don't buy it. Something else is going on here. But yeah, so yeah, definitely now, you guys got to understand, I know I was for Sheriff Keller, but you got to understand, every episode gives you new insight and gives you new theories on who the Black Hood is, who the Black Hood could be. So, therefore, my opinion could change multiple times, but that's just how it is. So, I hope you accept it. But, yeah, I thought Sheriff Keller was the Black Hood, and I'm not saying he's not, but how Cooper is really looking like the prime suspect. Like, I really believe it's him. Even when, like, Betty was looking at him and it showed, like, his green eyes and they were super green, I was like, what? Black Hood, Black Hood. But, I mean, it's just odd that Betty told Hal that she's been talking to Cheryl about it, and next thing you know, the Black Hood's after Cheryl. And it's not like she committed a sin. Well, Tony and her. But does he know about that? I doubt it. So basically, he's after her because she's been talking to Betty. And anyone who's talking to Betty apparently dies because Betty's not getting hurt for investigating the Black Hood. It's the people around her who are helping her, like Cheryl. Which I have to say, I love the Cheryl and Betty scenes this episode. Like, I really want more scenes of them. Like, coming from season 1 to now is such a big change. Like, season 1, Betty and Cheryl together was just not very pleasant at all. But season 2, like, Cheryl, I have to admit, is really there for Betty a lot. And I think that's also because they are cousins, you know. And so they're related, so of course you want to be there for family. But she's really there for her a lot. And I love that Betty's finally able to open up and talk to Cheryl and know she won't judge her or say anything, and she didn't. She tried to help her, you know, because she wants to be there for her and she wants her to be safe. And I really appreciate moments like that because we don't see very many Cheryl and Betty scenes, and it is great that they're cousins. And I do love, you know, their scenes, and I love how much Cheryl's there for Betty. And I know Betty hasn't been the perfect person to her in the past. You know, none of these characters have been perfect to each other over the past 2 seasons. They all have their issues. But when it comes down to it, you know, they all deserve love. They all deserve fucking to be awesome. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. That's why I said that's awesome. But, yeah, I wanted to say that because I know a lot of people are like, I don't know why Cheryl's always there for Betty and Betty doesn't deserve it. Or Veronica's always there for Betty, but Betty doesn't deserve it. And it's like, guys, none of them deserve it. Like, I mean, I hate to tell you this, but Betty's there for Veronica and she like, I'm not trying to say she backstabs her, like, really bad, but she does tend to do shady shit. It hasn't happened, like, most recently, but it has happened. You gotta realize, every character has issues. Like, every character isn't the best of friends, you know? Like, Veronica and Betty, yeah, they're best friends, but of course, one's gonna backstab one, and the other's going to backstab the other. You know, they're just going to constantly go back and forth. So you can't... I hate when people say, oh, Betty doesn't deserve Veronica. She's a piece of shit friend. And it's like, Veronica's not a great friend either. And I'm not trying to say Betty's perfect. None of these characters are perfect by far. If anything, Jughead's at least semi-perfect because he's just so amazing. And he's the only one who seems to do shit, you know? Like, he actually, like... I don't know. He just is a great guy. Like, I just love Jughead. He's just so pure and honest, and I just really love him. But every character is messed up in its own way, screwed up in its own way. Like, Betty's going to be a bad friend at one point. Veronica's going to be a bad friend. Betty's going to be mean to Cheryl. Cheryl's going to be mean to Betty. And so on and so forth. You know, it's going to constantly happen. But in the end, they come together still. I mean, who gives a shit? Friendships have ups and downs, you know? Sometimes Veronica's the bad one in the situation. Sometimes it's Betty. It doesn't mean that because Betty does something wrong, Veronica shouldn't be her friend. When Veronica does something wrong, Betty is still her friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's stupid that people are so like, oh, well, Betty doesn't deserve Veronica, or Betty doesn't deserve Cheryl because she's such a shitty person, shitty friend. And it's like, Veronica isn't that great either. Cheryl isn't that great either. I mean, she was really harsh to Betty in the beginning of season 1. Can we not forget that? So just realize that even though they're best friends and stuff, most of them, they're gonna have their ups and downs, and they're not always gonna deserve each other's friendship, but that's just the way it goes. That's Riverdale. So I just think that's something we should remember, like, instead of always saying, oh, Betty doesn't deserve Veronica, maybe just realize, oh, Veronica doesn't deserve Betty, Betty doesn't deserve Veronica, but they do deserve each other because they're best friends. You know, they have their ups and downs. That's all I'm saying. That's what I just want to get off my chest. But anyways, moving on. Okay, I have to say, how creepy was it whenever Hal was telling Betty, like, oh, I bought the book for you as a surprise for your birthday, and they hugged, and you could tell Betty didn't buy it for shit, which I didn't buy it either. Like, come on, really, dude, please. You would have had it wrapped or something. Like, come on. But, just the way, like, he didn't make a face or anything, but just the way that hug was, knowing that she didn't believe him, but also just knowing that he's possibly the Black Hood, and the way that scene was, I was just like, oh my god. Like, it was just intense in its own right, I guess. Like, you could just tell there was tension. Like, I don't know, I felt very creeped out by Hal in that moment. I know it was just a hug, but I just got this really weird, creepy vibe, and knowing that, you could tell that Betty's not believing it, that also plays in, but also the fact that, I don't know, Hal it was just an easy excuse for him. That's all I gotta say. Oh, Mayor McCoy. Oh my god, I've had troubles with her in the past, but amen to her for coming to FANGS' rescue. I mean, yes, thank you, Lord, helping Jughead. Oh my god, like, yes, I was so happy about that, because, yes, you know what, she's not a bad person, she got out of that bad shit, and I'm very happy for her. And also, I'm very happy that Veronica is now going to be voting for Fred Andrews. Suck it, Hermione. Like, okay, nothing against Hermione, because Hermione is basically, like, the bait in this situation. If she gets eaten, so be it, but hopefully she... Oh, I'm sorry. But hopefully she doesn't, because for Hiram, she's just like the bait, He wants this, he wants that, he wants the mayor's office, he already has the sheriff's station, he already has the register, he wants to control everything, which is very odd. It's like, you want to build a prison on the south side, okay, but why do you need to take over the north side so much? Like, what are you doing? Like, and Veronica's gonna figure that out. I read that Veronica is gonna catch on to what his real plans are, because right now she's fed up. When he doesn't even care about his own wife's safety and her mother's safety, then that's it. And I mean, that is disgusting. And you could tell Hermione doesn't want to do this, but of course she's going to go with Hiram. That's what I hate. Even though I've had trouble with Hermione since the beginning of season 2, even though that, I still care for her, and I see that Hiram seriously controls her. Yes, she has her moments when she's a bitch, and she's like a boss, and, she does some crazy shit, but Hiram really controls her. It's like, if Hiram doesn't okay it, it's not okay. And if she did something, she gotta make sure Hiram doesn't find out, or she has to take the blame for Veronica, because she knows Hiram's gonna go fucking irate on his own daughter, and it's like, you can tell Hermione doesn't want to be in this anymore, and yet, Hiram does not give a shit. Hiram does not give a shit at all. It's like, how are you not shot by the Black Hood? Seriously, get shot by the fucking Black Hood, dude. Just get shot. Okay, that's all I want. Oh, also Chick. Okay, so the body was not Chick. Now, I wasn't really that surprised, because honestly, I'm thinking either Chick did get away, which is very unlikely. I don't know. Him getting away from the Black Hood, maybe. But another theory is he's working with the Black Hood, and that is why he is not dead. He is working with the Black Hood. Or another one could be that the Black Hood is keeping him somewhere, and eventually gonna reveal him to Betty and say, look, this is how we're the same and stuff, something along those lines. So, like, I either think he's definitely either working with the Black Hood, because I just don't see him getting away from the Black Hood. I mean, maybe he did. I just don't see it, I don't know. Maybe he did, but I don't see it. So we'll see when that happens. Also, yeah, so that's that. Black Hood. He's working with the Black Hood. That's a very possible thing. He could very well be working with the Black Hood. This could have been all a setup. I mean, what better people to be the Black Hood than Hal and Chick, working together. Even though, yeah, because really, even though he killed Charles, it wasn't Hal's son, so why does Hal care? Because, and Hal said, he went through a dark time when him and his mom, when Alice was like, when him and Alice weren't together and he was out of the house, which was very odd, because it's like, I wonder during that time if any Black Hood attacks happened. And Betty did find, like, his planner that showed that he was, always out when the Black Hood things occurred, which was very odd, too. When Miss Grundy's murder in Greendale happened, he said he was on a business trip which is very odd considering she was murdered in another town, and that's considered a business trip. And where else would you go? Really, where you going, dude? And also, why would you still have the apartment? That makes no sense. I guess, explain it away like, oh, well, I have it till the end of the month, and then, that's it, or I have a lease. That could be an explanation. But he could have already said that, and he didn't. So there is some other reason he's holding on to this fucking apartment, and it's probably because he's the Black Hood. And I mean, it's not that big a stretch. Him and Betty are alike. He even said he has darkness in him. I mean, and when Betty was talking about, talking to the Black Hood and all that stuff, Hal's face was just so, stone cold. He was looking he looked like he is the Black Hood. I don't know how to explain it. He just looked like, oh yeah, telling Alice now. I know, I've been talking to you. You could just, I don't know, for me, I could tell just the way his face was, stone cold, but his eyes were saying so much that there is definitely, if he's not the Black Hood, I'm going to be shook, but I'm pretty sure he's the Black Hood. I mean, things are just adding up too much. And I mean, the Black Hood's going to be revealed to Betty in episode 21, next episode. So, Hal Cooper, hello. I cannot wait. Oh, I'm so excited. Also, I got a spoiler that, and I'm sorry, guys, if these spoilers did not come true. Someone gave them to me, and, they seem to be true because the ones before that were true, so I assume these were. And it's Archie and Betty didn't talk about a kiss in episode 20. They didn't even have any scenes, so, what the fuck? That was a little, I'm not going to say upsetting, because I was into the episode so much that I wasn't really thinking about it till after, and I'm like, wait, wasn't there supposed to be Archie and Betty scenes? What the fuck? And also, wasn't, Betty supposed to apologize to Chick for everything? And it's what the fuck? No, she didn't. He's gone or dead, or the Black Hood, who fucking knows? Crazy shit, man. The only thing I have to say that I like is about, the only thing I have to say that I like about the South Side and North Side fighting is that Archie and Jughead are not fighting each other. They're trying to control their sides, not get involved with their sides, which is something I much appreciate. Although, next episode in the school, which looks extremely trashed, you got 3 serpents, 1 with a knife, you got 3 bulldogs, I think Reggie, Archie, and Kevin with, a baseball bat. And it's, yeah, so I'm getting really nervous. I'm hoping that Jughead and Archie stay in the middle, neutral, they try to control them, but now things have gotten so out of control, especially now that FANGS was killed, if he was killed. He was killed, so right there, that's going to erupt a huge war between the North and the South Side, Serpents and North Side. It's going to get extremely crazier. Oh my god, I just hope Jughead and Archie don't fight each other. I love seeing Betty and Veronica make up, but it's dude, we always get that. Can we maybe get a Jughead and Archie scene making up? When they had the scene in the first season where it was you're like my brother, and he's nice bro whisper, Archie, you're my brother too. And it's I miss that. I understand, all the other people making up, Betty and Veronica, but it's why can't we see Archie and Jughead make up? Just because they're boys doesn't mean we can't see them hug it out or make up like they did at the rally in season 1 when he found out about Miss Grundy. So it's I want to see them make up. I love their friendship so much, and it's we haven't seen them made up yet. And I understand why, because now it's North Side versus South Side, so of course, even though they're not against each other, Archie's on one side, Jughead's on the other. So right now, I mean, there's no friendship making up things. I mean, there's talking. It's just right now they're not in their brother mode, basically. And that's sad, because I love them.